Welcome to Wickerson Studios. My name is Michael Wickerson, and I have had some recent success with teaching Rhinoceros, Grasshopper, and Python at the Art Institute that I work at, and I would like to bring the absolute basics back to the students at the beginning of that class that I'm going to start again in the fall. And before that, I just wanted to go over a Rhinoceros Modeling Tools for Designers training manual, Level 1. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And without getting into too much details, you can download it yourself. It's free. We may take this to the second side, but for absolute beginners that have no knowledge of what's going on with this, we're going to cover, hopefully in a short and sweet series, basically who's going to be the target audience for that. Obviously, these are sculptors that might want to do it, and we're going to run through everything from using the features of the Rhino interface all the way through the using the layouts, modeling, and taking things onto paper, so printing models onto paper. To begin with, really what's essential is to jump in and read through the introduction. You can see the schedule that actually is made for people's online sessions. Mine's going to be a little shorter and sweeter, I hope. And you'll see that getting started with models is a place to begin. That's going to be on my other screen. What you're going to want to do is open your Rhino. Now I have Rhino 7, and it's obvious that you're going to need it. I'd ask you to set your page up similar to me. You don't have to have it exactly in here the same: C-planes, viewport, visibility, things like that. I sometimes like to move these around because these are the ways I kind of play with things. I'll be using a lot of these top toolbars up here. I'm not going to be using these tab downs, and I won't be using this on the side too much, but I like to condense that to two, and I like to have properties, layers, a rendering, usually materials tucked in after that. I have libraries here, which is not so important. I like to end with, I might take libraries off. I'm not really going to use that, and I might take my notifications off, so to keep this as simple as possible. The one thing you want to do is go up to Help. You want to learn Rhino, and you want to get the tutorial samples. And as soon as you have those tutorial samples, you may want to slap them in here because we're going to be using them quite often. And I usually leave it on layers to start because when you open the files, they give you layers. And if you open the training manual number 2, you don't need to see all the text. You'll have all the files that you need to do this demonstration. You get set up like this, you'll be ready to roll, and we will probably skip over the chapter what is Rhino, surfaces, poly surfaces, solids. I'll let you run through that in the guidelines. Maybe I'll bring it down and show you exactly what I'm taking a look at. Basically, you can go through here on kind of a double page, and there's everything's table of contents is over here. So what is Rhino? Like I said, you're dealing with surfaces, poly surfaces, solids. You can learn a little bit about these, get your head around optically what you're talking about when you're using polygon meshes. And then there'll be a pretty large section on getting into the, I'll just shrink this down 60 more, a little hard to read, but you'll see there's the Rhino interface, which will cover everything that's up in front of you. I'll let you at your leisure kind of figure these things out. As you run through. I don't think dealing with the command prompt at the top, you'll see this in action as we go, dealing with different viewports, how to make them accessible, how to deal with layers, and how to get started is where we're actually going to start with the first files. So that's really where we begin, and we'll be bringing in a file to start. So maybe at the end of this video, I think it would be good to just go in, take a look at, it's going to tell you right off the bat, in the file open. You can do that. I've got tons of files that are already here, and since I'm not working off of that, I'm working right off of this tab. I can just go in throughout the demonstrations and find exactly what they're referring to, and they say open up start. So when you double click start, it automatically loads in, and you're ready to go with your first models. So we'll leave it at that and try and do these in under 5 minutes and get people interested. So this is a new series, and it's for absolute basic beginners in sculpture class at my Art Institute, and hopefully within a month we can start pushing Grasshopper and parametric design, and then get into Python and C# and try and take things into computational modes. Hopefully they end up doing generative optimization tied to our models. So thanks very much for watching, and I can see there's a little thing here. I'm just going to go to viewport. They have it set as 3. But you'll learn about these tabs as we go, and I'll be showing little tricks. Thank you.